Hello my dear students. In this video today, let us continue in answering one more questions. Along with that, we will have another question, match the following, that carries 5 marks. So all sorts of questions will be asked for secondary PUC students in economics. That is multiple choice questions, one mark, fill in the blanks, one mark questions, match the following, and then 2 marks questions. So these are very easy to get good marks. Okay, now let's go to answer 1 mark questions. What is budget line? Budget line is a graphical representation of different combinations of goods which can be purchased with the given income and at given prices. It is a budget restraint which makes consumer to purchase goods with his income at the given prices. In simple terms, it is a graphical representation of different combinations of two goods which can be purchased by a consumer with his income and at the given prices. Okay, coming to next one. What is budget set? Budget set refers to all possible combinations which can be purchased by a consumer with his income at the given prices. The difference between budget line and budget set is the combinations cost will be equal to the income of the consumer. Budget set, the cost of these combinations may be equal or lesser than the income. That is what we say. So the formula of budget line is M is equal to P1 x1 plus P2 x2, whereas P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is lesser than or equal to M, where M indicates income of the consumer. Okay, coming to the third question, who introduced the law of diminishing marginal utility? Gaussian's first law, we call it. So it is a German economist by name H.H. Gaussian introduced this law of diminishing marginal utility, which says as a consumer goes on consuming more and more units of a commodity, the marginal utility diminishes. And that was introduced by one German economist by name W.H.H. Gaussian. That is why it is called Gaussian's first law, the law of diminishing marginal utility. And that was popularized by Alfred Marshall, that you know. Coming to the fourth one, state the law of demand. Ceteris paribus, other things remaining constant, when the price increases, the demand for that commodity falls and vice versa. That means the law of demand tells us the inverse relationship between price and demand. That's all. Okay. What's monotonic preference? Preferring that combination of two goods which yield the highest level of satisfaction is called monotonic preference. So a rational consumer intends to prefer that good, a combination of two goods which yield him highest level of satisfaction. That is called, it's a mental state of mind, that is monotonic preference. Now the consumer prefers that combination which yields him the highest level of satisfaction. That is monotonic preference. What is indifference map? It's a family, it is a set, it is a group of different indifference curves which yield different levels of satisfaction. That we have explained, right? Okay, again I repeat it. What is indifference map? Indifference map is a family or a set or a group of different indifference curves which yield different levels of satisfaction. Okay, coming to the last one. What's MRS? You know the meaning of that MRS? Marginal rate of substitution. Marginal rate of substitution, what does it mean? It is the rate at which one commodity is exchanged for other commodity. Right? Marginal rate of substitution is a rate at which one commodity is exchanged for another commodity. When you go for more of one commodity, you will have to forego the other commodity. At what rate these substitutes are exchanged, and that is explained by a term called marginal rate of substitution. Right? Coming to the other very, very important, match the following. You have to match these lines, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with A, B, C, D. Yes, they call it A, B, C, D, E. Yes. When you have studied the theory of consumer behavior, you will be able to answer this very easily. Now let's see. Demand curve. What is the shape of the demand curve? What is the shape? How does it slope? It is downward sloping, right? You have to write the demand curve is a downward sloping. And a linear demand curve, DC, linear DC, that's the formula of linear DC is P, dP, that is the function of price. Demand is the function of price is equal to A minus BP. Minus is used because of negative relationship between price and demand, inverse relationship. That is why this is the formula. This is the formula of linear demand curve. So you should write this. This should connect this, match it. And unitary elasticity of demand. That means equal rate of change in demand. That means if there is 10% change in price, there will be 10% change in demand. So you can see. So this is the demand curve, and this is the price, and this is the quantity. And if the price rises, demand falls, and if the price increases, if the price falls, the demand increases. If the price rises, demand is reduced. So that means if there is 10% change in price, there will be 10% change in demand. And equal rate of change is seen in unitary elasticity of demand. So PED is equal to 1. Right. Coming to complementary goods. What are complementary goods? Complementary goods are those goods which are consumed to satisfy a single want. For example, petrol, bike and petrol, shoes and socks, idli chutney. So they are the complementary goods. They are consumed together to satisfy a single want, and that is called, is just take phone and SIM card. They are the complementary goods. So complementary goods are pen and ink. Complementary goods. Indifference map. We have answered here. What is indifference map? Indifference map is a family of different indifference curves which yield the different levels of satisfaction. So here a family map is a family of ICs, that is indifference curves. So very easy. So these questions are likely to come in the examination. So you see, the consumer behavior is an important chapter. It's a laborious chapter, and it is a base for all other laws or theories. Right? So let us conclude this video with this. Thank you.